tomorrow, triple-digit heat index. So the district released students at noon today and will do the same tomorrow due to that forecast. And Western Mass News reporter Olivia Hickey joins us live in Springfield with what parents think of the decision. Olivia?
Abby, the early dismissal decision has parents questioning if this is really necessary. But, others I talked with are all for having the chance to kick back and cool down with their kids. As the temperatures outside are rising, students participating in Springfield Public Schools' summer school program are seeing part of their week being cut short. The district posting online Monday, summer school will end at noon both Tuesday, July 16th and Wednesday, July 17th, due to the forecast for the heat index. Lunch will be served. Additionally, there will be no pre-K for Tuesday and Wednesday. Chief Communications Officer for the district, Azelle Kavan, says in an email, when making these decisions, the primary consideration is safety of students and staff. But not all parents are on the same page. Yvonne Green is trying to figure out how students will make up missed work.
I think it's unfair to the kids. I really do. When we were younger, it wasn't like that. When we had COVID, they did remote learning. Why can't they do that for the kids when they get out early or don't have school?
We brought up this concern to the district as well. Kavan explaining teachers collaborate with students to ensure that all classroom assignments are completed in a timely manner. Meantime, parents like Danielle Hernandez are for the early release.
I think it was a great idea.
He tells Western Mass News that he and his son already have plans to stay cool inside.
He likes to play his games. I mean, he doesn't like to go out much, so there's cooling centers all over the city, so that's awesome. And I have air conditioning at home, so.
If staying at home in the AC isn't an option for your family, splash pads and pools across the city or paying a visit to the Boys and Girls Club on Carew Street are all options. Executive Director Vincent Borrello tells us they have activities going on throughout the day Tuesday into the evening.
Well, every Tuesday and Thursday night, we are part of the governor's Summer Nights Out program, which is taking teens, any teen. It's free. They can come here. It's cool. Well air conditioned, there's food available for them.
Other activities that were available here at the Boys and Girls Club today include culinary time, cooking and baking, and of course swimming in this pool. For more information, you can head to our website, westernmassnews.com. But for now, I'm going to do the exact same thing what these kids did and cool off in the pool for a little bit. For now, swimming live in Springfield, Olivia Hickey, Western Mass News.